Good morning. This is a presentation on our revised SPG, which covers trees, hedgerows and woodlands on development sites. So the background to this SPG is that we did have an adopted SPG back in 2016. That is already in use and has been really useful in supporting development decisions. It's already a material decision consideration in the determination of planning applications, but this SPG was adopted against the previous unitary development plan, so it needed to be refreshed so that it supported the policies in the adopted local development plan. So the document gives basic information about how trees, hedgerows and woodlands are dealt with in the planning system. It looks at all stages of the development process, so it starts before construction, during and after construction. And the other important thing to remember is that it looks at both existing trees and trees that are proposed to be planted. We didn't need major amendments to this SPG, but we just needed an update to bring it into line with current policy. And most importantly, we've got a policy on trees, hedgerows and woodland in the adopted LDP policy ER11. So one of the key reasons to amend the document was obviously in line with the LDP, but also since we published the previous version, Planning Policy Wales came out and it had a much enhanced section which explained the contributions that trees and woodlands make to biodiversity. So this document has been drafted in line with also the Biodiversity SPG and the AONB design guide. So that's a suite of documents that cross-reference to each other. While we were reviewing this version of the SPG, we thought it was a really good opportunity to clarify our approach to how we want to incorporate category A and B trees into a new development. And the other thing was that we're also preparing a council tree plan. So in this document, we'll put cross-references into the emerging council tree plan. One of the reasons why we prioritise the tree SPG and in this first tranche of new documents is that there's definitely a greater public awareness at the moment of the importance of trees and scrutiny of management of trees and planting of trees on new developments. So this is either on our own schemes or on schemes that are submitted by developers, where there's increasing pressure on people to protect their trees and make sure that we get the right landscaping in place. There's also an increased understanding corporately of how important it is to deliver climate change and ecological placemaking commitments. Also, we have a corporate commitment in our emerging town centre green infrastructure strategy, which has put targets in for increasing canopy cover, which is a really important political drive at the moment. I've just lost my screen. Can you see it? That's helpful. Yeah, so the green infrastructure strategy is pushing for increased canopy cover, so it's important that our developments as they come through the planning system are helping us to achieve these targets. Something that's worth understanding before we go any further is to understand the importance of trees and what they can provide in terms of ecosystem benefits. So it's multiple. I think that a tree is probably the most multifunctional thing you can put on a site. So right through from air pollution, soil quality, carbon sequestration, or all of the environmental benefits. But of course, there's a lot of proven benefits of the mental health improvements for access to nature. Being able to see a tree out of your window can reduce stress and improve well-being, and this is being brought into sharper focus recently through lockdown, where it's been proven that people with access to nature have had a lot better experience of lockdown than those who don't. And of course, there are economic benefits of trees as well that are important to remember, that this is a good way to promote to developers that they can get some benefit from putting trees into their developments as well. Some of the revisions to this, the 2016 SPG, is that it's been updated to, oh yes, of course, so I mentioned that we would put in the requirements regarding what we expect with category A and B trees. So where a tree survey has identified A and B trees, the council have clearly expressed in their document that we usually expect them to be incorporated into a layout and that category C trees should be retained where the proposals do not require the removal. And we've also put in a paragraph to clarify that C and U trees should be retained where they have significant biodiversity features, and that their retention will not be hazardous. One of the key things that the SPG seeks to achieve is to identify those trees important for retention. Where we refer to trees in this document, we actually also mean hedgerows and shrubs and woodlands. So this section of the SPG explains the application requirements for surveys and assessments, and sets out the considerations that you need to take into account during the design stages. In line with the increased emphasis in planning policy Wales, there's also specific guidance now on woodlands, ancient trees, veteran trees, and the importance of hedgerows. Because this SPG is about both existing and proposed trees, and the importance of making sure they're healthy and become assets to a new development over its lifetime, there's a lot of technical guidance and signposting in there about how to protect retained trees on a site from damage during construction, and specific guidance about protecting the roots and ensuring that we maintain the correct soil quality to keep the health of the tree over the lifetime. Another important part that the SPG focuses on is new tree planting. So placemaking is really fundamental to everything that we do in the planning system now. It's about creating sustainable, healthy places with good, strong local character, and trees are a key part of achieving this. So all new developments should be seeking to deliver appropriate new tree, shrub, hedgerow planting, recognising the benefits to enhancement, mitigating and increasing tree canopy loss, and the importance of providing a sense of place, and of course the benefits to biodiversity and connectivity of having a corridor of trees on the new site. This SPG has got technical guidance signposting in there to the best practice on how to plant healthy trees on a site. So in summary, this SPG is important because trees are an increasingly important theme in planning. The document responds to new legislation, and it makes clear what our expectations will be when an application comes in to make sure that we retain and enhance trees on the site and achieve these wider benefits of biodiversity, well-being and placemaking. So this SPG is out for consultation as part of the suite of the 3 SPG, 6-week period ending on the 16th of October. We have a bespoke survey that's hosted on our website, and we would really encourage everybody to fill that survey in because it has specific questions in there to focus on the key issues where we would really like your feedback. We would normally be out and about doing presentations in person, but we've instead set up a series of virtual presentations. You can see on the screen there the different places we'll be going and the different stakeholders we're hoping to address and have conversations with. So everything's available on our website on the link there, and any questions? Over to you, Mike.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Rachel. Right, I will stop the recording now and we will go on to the Q&A session.